Hi, my name is ClaireDiminico40. I'm from Medford, Massachusetts, but we had a summer home in Winthrop where it was the home of Edward Rowe Snow. And my father got to know him by going out to George's Island, and as many of you know, Edward would dress up as the lady in black and haunt everyone in the Civil War fort where the Civil War Confederate soldiers were homed, and they were kept prisoners there. And I learned a lot of history through Mr. Snow. And a few years back, I went out to George's Island to celebrate his 100th birthday, and his grandson was there and cut the cake for his 100th birthday with a Civil War sword from one of the Confederates that had been housed at Fort Warren. I've also been out to Boston Light, and I have a picture of it here, climbing the lighthouse, and it's absolutely spectacular. If anyone's ever gone out to see the lighthouse at Boston Light, it's quite impressive at Little Brewster. I also have some photos of Spectacle Island, and many Bostonians are not aware of what Spectacle Island was. I remember driving down with my father down towards Dorchester and just seeing the dump on the left-hand side, and they'd be burning tires, and it was a horse rendering area, and it was just a dump. And then all the dirt from the big dig was taken from Boston and dumped down there, and they made it into a beautiful parkland. And as I was telling one of the girls here earlier, it went from refuge to recreation. And Spectacle Island, many of the people don't know that it was named for spectacles because it was in the shape of glasses, and that's where the spectacle comes from. The other picture I have is the prism inside of Boston Light. When you climb the lighthouse stairs, then you have to get up to the very top, and you have like a 4x3 area to squeeze in, and only two people can stand inside of the prism where the light is. And it's quite impressive to look out of the Boston Harbor from inside the lighthouse prism. And if anyone has never been up there, they really should take the opportunity to go out. And this was from Boston Light, where Susie Snowman also had been the lighthouse keeper, and you can see in their home, that's where the lighthouse keeper lived. And when Edward Rowe Snow would go out and deliver packages, he would drop them to the children of the lighthouse keepers, and he was known as the Flying Santa. He'd dress up as Santa Claus and come over in a helicopter and drop the presents down to the kids. So he was quite the fellow. He came from Winthrop. He was a teacher at Winthrop High, and I used to love bumping into him with my dad because my dad was so impressed with him because my father was in the Merchant Marine and loved the sea all his life. So we'd traipse out to the different islands all over the harbor to be with people like the likes of Edward Rowe Snow. So Peddocks Island is another area that's quite interesting in Boston Harbor. It was home to many Portuguese fishermen, and they lived out there, and they would take the boat into Boston to go to school. The kids would go into Boston by boat every day. And as the population is dying off now, as the Portuguese fishermen families have been dying off, a lot of the homes have been destroyed because they want to create the national park, and DCR want to turn it back to the city of Boston. So pretty much by eminent domain, they're taking down the homes as they're falling apart and the people are dying off. But in its day, it was quite the colony of Portuguese fishermen, and quite impressive. Very, very nice area. I hate to see it kind of fade away, but that's life and that's progress.